Hello everyone, welcome back to Book Bar and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the fantasy romance books that are on my TBR that I really want to get to with Ramathon coming up this month or in April. And I do enjoy a good fantasy romance and I'm on Team Bale, and that's the fantasy romance team. I have been really looking at a lot. Most of these books are on KU or on Audible with an Audible Plus subscription, and if not there, then I have them through AnyPlay, which if you don't know what AnyPlay is, it's an app kind of like Audible, but you only pay a one-time, you pay a once-a-month subscription, which I guess you do with Audible, but you have unlimited books. I mean, it's limited to their library, but there's no you don't have to pay credit or anything. And the only problem with AnyPlay is you can only get up to 1.75 times speed, which can be really annoying, but that's okay. So the first book that I have on my KU TBR is, The Fae King's Curse by Jamie Slosher. I mean, this is not really in any order, but this book I have heard a lot about from Jen from the Book Refuge, and let's see what it says. Kieran and I were just 12 years old when I pulled him from the icy waters of the creek behind my house. As he looked in my direction with unseeing lavender eyes, I quickly realized our age was just about the only thing we had in common. He spoke with an accent, he had pointy ears, and he was so beautiful it made my heart ache. Oh, and he claimed to be a fae prince cursed by witches who stole his light. That sounds amazing. So definitely that is on my TBR. I've heard about this. I think I might have said this. I don't even remember what I've said. Jen from the Book Refuge just really loved this book. And then next I have A Little Fires by Holly Manns. This was a book for the Ravished by Romance, which is hosted by Jess from Peace Love Books and Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers. I think this was their February book, but I didn't get around to reading it. So this says, she's broken from a past she can't remember. He's scarred from a past he can't forget. Declan can kill with the blink of an eye. Jaded and cold, he rules his kingdom the same way he does his heart, with ruthless pragmatism. So why does he risk it all to protect a little mortal during a slave trade uprising? Now, stranded in the demon realm, his loss of powers is the least of his troubles. The woman may have a frustratingly tender heart, but she's still enough fire in the soul. But she still has enough fire in her soul to thaw the ice in his veins. Oh, and if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking down at my computer because I'm just reading these from Amazon. Because especially with KU books, I have a KU TBR, books that I want to read. So, or KU wish list. So when I just want to return one and pick up a new one, I just go to that and find which one I want to read. And then I have Ensnared by Tiffany Roberts. This is another Jen from the Book Refuge pick. She absolutely loves this. This is The Spider's Mate book 1, and yes, it is a spider alien. So this might be more sci-fi romance, but it still could be considered fantasy. Catan did not want to mate. Fate has a different plan for him. When the queen he despises declares her intention to claim him, he retreats into the jungle. What he finds there changes his world. Small, delicate, and pale-skinned, Ivy Foster is nothing like the females Catan knows. She's not of his kind at all. Yet the moment he sees her, he knows the truth in his soul. She is his heart's thread. And now that he has her, he won't let anything take her away. Not the jungle, not the gods, not the queen and her warriors. That sounds fantastic. So that is definitely on my list. And then we have Colin the Soulless, which is called Dothraki Brides, book 1. It sounds like Dothraki from Game of Thrones. So, he'll mark her flesh, she'll claim his heart. Always the dutiful daughter, Lady Jocelyn is weeks away from marrying a rival lord in order to save her house. However, she suddenly finds herself in the clutches of an ancient beast she's only ever heard of in legends. And more terrifying than the beast's master, a wild man who insists Jocelyn is his bride by right and plans to seal his claim in blood. Dragon Rider Holland has finally captured the woman of his dreams, though he quickly learns waiting for her was less than half the battle. His new bride wants nothing to do with him, and Holland knows he has only one chance to change her mind. That sounds amazing. Enemies to lovers, and it has dragons. So that's a positive for this upcoming readathon. Then A Ruin of Roses, which I've been told is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, similar to, very similar, like a lot of similar vibes to Akatar. I could save him, but he would ruin me. The beast, the creature that stalks the forbidden wood, the dragon prince, he has suffered a fate worse than death. We all have. A curse put upon us by the mad king. We are a kingdom locked in time, shifters unable to feel our animals, stuck here by a deal between the late king and the demon who seeks our destruction. He's our hope. He's my nightmare. That sounds amazing. Most of these, I mean, that's why they're here, because I want to read them all. Then there's The Longing of Lone Wolves, Fae Guardians, Season of the Wolf, Book 1. This I heard about from Melanor Reads and Bobby. I don't know Bobby's channel, but I'll link it down below. I can't think of what it's called. Rush is a Fae Guardian, a wolf shifter whose enhanced abilities have made him a ruthless protector of Elfine. His job is to protect the realm from the human enemy and to ensure the sins of the past never come to pass again, lest magic die forever. But one night of weakness resulted in a curse worse than death, exile. Now he spends his lonely time longing to be part of the living, once again protecting them from monsters, until one mysteriously washes up on the shores of his lake. Clark is human. She's beautiful, feisty, and fierce. She's also the only person who can see him, speak to him, and touch him. I mean, I love loner heroes, and that just, yes, all of the buzzwords. Then I have The Power of Hades, a Fated Mate's Romance, the Hades Trial. And this says, I've been kidnapped by Zeus, plucked from the streets of Manhattan, and frightened half to death by a freaking Olympian god. Yes. Now I'm trapped in the underworld, being forced to compete in a series of deadly trials for the position of Queen of the Underworld, which would mean marrying Hades, the utterly terrifying Lord of the Dead. Wonderful. These again all just sound so good, and I just want to read them all. Then there's The Elf Tangent, and as a princess in the impoverished kingdom of Delantra, it's Algerie's job to look pretty, speak little, and marry a prince. Studying mathematics and writing papers on economic theory is in an effort to fix her people's financial woes. Her father has forbidden it. With war on the horizon, they must focus on the immediate threat. Reluctantly, Aldaria agrees to marry a prince in a neighboring kingdom to secure an alliance her people desperately need. All is going to plan until the handsome elven mercenary captain hired to guard her marriage caravan turns into her kidnapper. Her people are in trouble, and his people are in trouble, and he believes she has the knowledge to help. And then I have Guild, which is, if you haven't heard about it, it's the Bladed Prisoner series. I know the first one is I'm not going to read that one, because if you're here, you've probably already heard of Guild. It's a very common book on BookTube. It's a King Midas retelling. Sorry, I have a couple that I haven't put on here because these are from Audible, and I have Audible on my phone, but not on my computer. So I have How to Date Your Dragon, Mystic Bayou's Book 1. Anthropologist Gillian Ramsey's career has taken a turn south. Concerned that technology is about to chase mythological creatures out into the open, how long can Sasquatch stay hidden from Google Maps? The League of Interspecies Cooperation is sending Gillian to Louisiana on a fact-finding mission, while the League hopes to hold on to secrecy for a little bit longer. They are preparing for the worst in terms of human reactions. They need a plan, so they look to Mystic Bayou, a tiny town hidden in the swamp where humans and supernatural residents have been living in harmony for generations. Mermaids and gator shifters can swim in the bayou. Spirit bottles light from the front porches after twilight. Dragon light the fires under crayfish pots. I mean, that sounds fantastic. There's more. I just don't feel like reading the whole thing because I don't need this to be a 15-hour long video. Sorry. I could always edit this out. I don't know why I'm saying sorry. Bride of the Shadow King is another one. This is actually one that I saw on Instagram. It was a targeted ad. Good job, Instagram. They know what I like. For fans of the Bridge Kingdom and Deal with the Elf King, this arranged marriage romance is about a human princess forced to wed a dark and desperate Shadow King is sure to entice a shunned princess and a reluctant king, a marriage that could save both kingdoms but destroy their hearts. Though she's the oldest daughter, Princess Fairine lives in the background, shunned from her court and kept out of sight. Her chronic illness makes her a liability to the crown, and she has learned to give place to her favored younger sister in all things. When the handsome, enigmatic Shadow King comes seeking a bride, Fairine is not surprised that her sister is his choice. So, supposed to marry the sister, ends up marrying her. I love, again, buzzwords. These are things that I just enjoy reading about in my books. Of course. And then there's Savage in the Touch. Savage Horde Mates, Book 1. The Horde will come. They will consume. They will leave. The fearsome Horde wasn't supposed to be real. But then myth becomes reality in the touch of a savage. Glowing red eyes, pointed teeth, and claws demolish everything in our village, as well as my hope to escape with my sister. There's nothing we can do except wait for their departure, hoping they won't take more than we have to give. The savage's demands are swift and foreign, as is the hunger in his eyes. He only watches me. The fire in his gaze burns brighter the longer he stares. I'm beginning to think he'll never leave, or if he does, he won't go without me. And then there's Dirty Wolf, a curvy girl and a wolf shifter romance. Alpha Wolves Want Curves, Book 1. Max Troika never thought he'd be the alpha of his pack. That was his older brother's fate. Assassinations have a way of ruining everything, including who Max can take as a mate. It sure isn't the cute, curvy librarian inspiring his dirtiest dreams every night. There's a whole thing about chapter 1 on here, so that's, it just sounds fantastic. It's probably mostly steam, but that's okay. I am cool with that. And it's not a super long book or audiobook, so I will definitely be listening to that. I'm trying to find book 1 of this series, but I cannot find it. And then there's Awakened, Vampire Awakenings, Book 1. Traumatized by her past, Sarah spent the last 3 years at college hiding from the world. She's content to stay locked away until a chance encounter with Liam changes her life. Though she's frightened by the powerful emotions he'll awaken in her, Sarah finds herself opening up to him more every day. Harboring a dark and deadly secret, Liam knows he should stay away from Sarah. His world is dangerous for her, but he can't deny the irresistible draw he feels. However, when Sarah's past comes crashing into the present, Liam is forced to expose his secret to save her. And then these next two are not on KU, but they are on Anyplay. The rest of those were on KU or on with Audible Plus. Some of them both. But this one is Entreat Me by Grace Draven. I have heard nothing but fantastic things about this. Jen from the Book Refuge and Bree from In Love and Words both absolutely adore it. Bree says that it is everything she wished that it's the adult version of A Curse of Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, which was one of my favorite books. I absolutely loved it, but it is very YA, and this one is much more adult, so I'm assuming that means there's more sexy times. Afflicted by a centuries-old curse, a warlord slowly surrenders his humanity and descends toward madness. Ballard of Kitak Tor holds no hope of escaping his fate until his son returns home one day accompanied by a woman of incomparable beauty. His family believes her arrival may herald Ballard's salvation until they confront her elder sister. Determined to rescue her sibling from ruin, Louvain Duenda pursues her to a decrepit castle and discovers a household imprisoned by time, dark magic, threatening sorcerers, and a malevolent climbing rose with a thirst for blood won't deter her. But a man disfigured by undying hatred might. Louvain must decide if loving him will ultimately save him or destroy him. That sounds amazing. And then the last book I really want to read, which, there's others because I have some on my TBR, is A Heart of Blood and Ashes by Millivane. I know that like his family or her family killed his family, and then he's going to go kill her, and she hates her family, and she's like, well, why don't we team up and get my family back? So that is, and it sounds fantastic. And so yeah, let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these, if any of these are on your TBR. Let me know if I should skip any of these, if I should move any up higher, and let me know if you like videos like this, if I should do more. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!